Warm YouTube-style intro. Hello, English learners. Welcome to our cozy storytelling series. Today, we begin a magical story called The Guardians of Aurora. It's perfect for learners of all levels. Listen carefully, enjoy the emotions, and follow along with each chapter to improve your English. Now, let's start the adventure. Liam was just an ordinary boy. He lived in a small town with quiet streets, tall trees, and old stone houses. But Liam had a heart full of wonder. He often sat by the river with his friends Maya, who loved drawing the stars, and Ezra, who was always building things from old junk. One evening, just after sunset, the three friends followed a strange glowing trail in the forest near Liam's house. The trail shimmered like soft moonlight and smelled like rain and flowers. It wasn't on any map. "Do you see that?" Maya whispered. "It's beautiful," Liam said, his eyes wide. They followed the glowing path deeper into the trees. Birds with sparkling wings flew overhead. Mushrooms lit up under their feet like little lamps. Suddenly, the forest opened up and they saw it. A hidden valley, glowing with blue and green light. Waterfalls poured from floating rocks in the sky. Trees danced with tiny lights. Strange creatures looked up from the bushes. Everything felt alive. "Where are we?" Ezra said, his voice shaking. Before anyone could answer, a tall figure stepped from behind a glowing tree. She had soft, silver eyes and leaves in her hair. "Welcome," she said in a calm, musical voice. "You found Aurora." Liam's heart pounded. "Aurora?" She nodded. "Our secret world. A place of harmony. But now, it needs your help." Her name was Elira. She was an Aurora known of the gentle beings who lived in balance with the land. She led the children to a crystal tower at the center of the valley. Inside, floating in the air, was a glowing red crystal. "This," Elira said, "is the Heartstone. It gives life to Aurora." The crystal pulsed softly, like a heartbeat. Liam felt warm just standing near it. "But something dark is coming," Elira continued. "A shadow that wants to steal the Heartstone. If that happens, Aurora will fall." Maya reached out gently. "How can we help?" Elira smiled. "To protect Aurora, you must learn to speak with the land, with the creatures, with us." Liam looked at his friends. They all nodded. "We'll do it," he said. Elira placed her hand on Liam's chest. "Your journey begins now." Just then, a soft wind wrapped around them. The air sparkled. Liam felt something change inside him, like a door opening in his heart. From above, a great bird made of starlight swooped down. Liam climbed onto its back without fear. Maya and Ezra followed, riding their own magical creatures, Maya on a glowing fox, Ezra on a deer with leaves for antlers. As they flew into the night sky, Liam looked down at Aurora glowing beneath them. He didn't know what was coming, but he knew one thing. This was only the beginning. The morning sun in Aurora wasn't like the one in Liam's world. It rose slowly, glowing in soft pinks and golds. The sky shimmered, and the air smelled like sweet fruit and fresh rain. Liam, Maya, and Ezra stood in a quiet meadow filled with glowing flowers. Elira stood before them, holding a crystal pendant that shone like a rainbow. "Today," she said gently, "you will begin to understand Aurora, not just with your eyes but with your hearts." The children looked at each other. Liam felt nervous, but also excited. He remembered the promise they had made. They were here to protect this world. Elira gave each of them a pendant. "These crystals will help you speak with the land," she explained. "The language of Aurora is not made of words. It is made of light, feeling, and respect." She turned to Liam. "Touch the flower in front of you." Liam bent down and touched a blue flower glowing like moonlight. Suddenly, the crystal around his neck flashed gently. He heard a sound not through his ears, but inside his mind. It was like the flower was singing a soft tune. "It's saying something," Liam whispered. Elira nodded. "You are listening with your spirit." Ezra touched a stone, and his crystal flashed green. He saw a memory animals running, rain falling, and the forest growing back after a storm. I think it's showing me its story, Ezra said in wonder. Maya ran her hand over a tree's bark. Her pendant turned purple. In her mind, she felt calm and warm, like the tree was giving her a hug. They're alive, Maya said. Everything here is alive. Elira smiled. Yes, and everything must live in harmony. That is the secret of the Heartstone's power. Aurora stays strong when the people, creatures, and land care for each other. Suddenly the ground trembled. A dark mist rose in the distance, near the mountains. It twisted like smoke and let out a low growl. Elira's face turned serious. The shadow has started to move. The children looked out at the creeping darkness. It made the glowing trees dim. The sky flickered. What is it? Liam asked. A spirit of hunger, Elira said. It wants to take the Heartstone's power, not by understanding, but by force. It destroys harmony. If it reaches the Heartstone, everything will fall into silence. Silence. That word made Liam's stomach tighten. Aurora was so full of sound and light and feeling. He couldn't imagine it going dark. What can we do? He asked. You must become guardians, Elira said. Protectors of the light. You have begun learning the language. Now, you must travel to the 4 roots of Aurora places where the land is strongest and awaken their spirits. Only then can the Heartstone be fully protected. She handed them a glowing map. It floated in the air, showing 4 bright points across Aurora. Liam looked at Maya and Ezra. I guess we're going on a journey, Ezra said with a half-smile. To save a world, Maya added. They all placed their hands over their glowing crystals. They didn't feel like ordinary kids anymore. They felt like guardians. The air was cool and glowing as Liam, Maya, and Ezra entered the first of the 4 roots, the Luma forest. It was alive with soft lights and gentle sounds. Trees whispered as if they were talking to each other. Small glowing creatures darted through the leaves like sparks. They rode their magical companions, Liam on the starlight bird, Maya on her glowing fox, and Ezra on the deer with leafy antlers. Everything feels awake, Maya said softly, looking around. Elira had given them one message before they left. To awaken the spirit of the forest, you must listen, not speak. As they moved deeper into the forest, the trees began to close around them. The path grew narrow. The light dimmed. Suddenly, a branch blocked their way. It hadn't been there before. Liam reached out to move it, but it moved on its own, curling back like a snake. Did it just move? Ezra asked. I think it's watching us, Maya said, looking up. Eyes soft, glowing eyes peeked out from between the branches. Liam took a deep breath and stepped forward. We're not here to hurt you, he said calmly. He touched the crystal on his chest. It pulsed with warm light. The forest grew still. Then, slowly, the trees parted, revealing a wide clearing with a large, glowing tree in the center. Its roots stretched far into the ground, and its leaves sparkled like stars. The heart of the forest, Maya whispered. As they approached, a sudden wind howled. A dark shape rose from behind the great tree, tall and thin, made of black smoke and broken branches. The shadow, Ezra said, backing up. But Liam stepped forward. His knees shook, but he held the crystal tightly. We came to protect this place, he said. We don't want to fight. We want to listen. The shadow hissed. The air turned cold. The light of the forest began to fade. Then Maya touched the ground. Ezra closed his eyes and reached out to the trees. Liam knelt before the great glowing tree and placed both hands on its bark. They focused not on fear, but on harmony. And the forest answered. The crystals on their chests glowed brightly. Light burst from the tree, pushing the shadow back. The ground shook, but not from fear, from awakening. A voice echoed in the air, not loud, but clear and kind. You have heard us. The tree's glow spread through the forest. Flowers opened. Leaves sparkled. The path behind them lit up once again. A gentle spirit appeared beside the tree. It looked like a large owl made of vines and light. The forest remembers your kindness, it said. You are true guardians. Liam stood up, heart pounding with joy. We did it, he whispered. The owl spirit nodded. One root has awakened. 3 remain. But the shadow grows stronger. Be brave. The spirit flew into the sky, becoming a star. The forest around them whispered with thanks. The trees no longer watched in fear, but in trust. As they left the Luma forest, Liam looked back and smiled. He felt stronger not because he had fought, but because he had listened. Above the clouds, the sky turned gold. Liam, Maya, and Ezra rode on the backs of their magical creatures, rising higher and higher. Below them, Aurora's glowing forest stretched like a dream. Above them floated something even more magical, a sky island, held by wind and light. "This is it," said Maya. "The second route the Isle of Winds." The island spun slowly in the sky, surrounded by soft clouds and silver birds. Waterfalls drifted upward. Flowers swayed without soil. It felt like flying and floating at the same time. As they landed, the wind spoke not in words, but in feelings. Joy, curiosity, worry. "It knows we're here," said Ezra. The ground under their feet was soft and springy. Music floated through the air, made by the wind itself. Suddenly, the wind shifted. Fast, cold, sharp. Dark clouds spun toward them. The sky dimmed. From the middle of the island, a great spinning shadow rose. It had no shape, just wings made of storm and eyes full of anger. "It's the shadow again," Liam shouted, holding his crystal tightly. "No," Maya said, listening. "It's something else, something inside the wind." Alira's words came back to them. "Each root has its own spirit, but they have fallen into silence. Bring them back with balance." Liam stepped into the wind. It pushed him hard, but he stood tall. "We're not your enemy," he said, his voice calm. The wind roared, tossing him back. Ezra ran forward and threw small glowing stones into the air, his own invention from earlier. They caught the wind and danced like tiny lanterns. Maya began to hum a soft, sweet tune. Her voice mixed with the wind. The storm paused. Liam stood again and touched the ground. His crystal glowed. He closed his eyes and felt the wind's story. He saw a memory. The island once floated in perfect balance. Birds flew in harmony. Spirits sang. But then, someone came and tried to control the wind. They built machines. They stole the air. The spirit of the wind grew scared and then angry. "It wasn't evil," Liam said. "It was hurt." The 3 friends knelt together. They let the wind swirl around them, not trying to stop it, but letting it move. They trusted it. And the wind changed. The clouds opened. The light returned. The storm turned into song. And from it came a spirit, an eagle made of silver, wind, and light. "You listened. You gave me space. You brought balance back." The eagle flew above them, letting out a cry that shook the sky. The entire island glowed. "2 roots are awake," the spirit said. "But the shadow grows darker still. It is watching you now." The eagle rose into the clouds and became one with the sky. The island began to spin gently again, the winds calm and bright. Liam looked to his friends. "We didn't fight the wind. We just made peace with it." Maya smiled. "Sometimes, strength is quiet." They flew off the island, leaving behind a soft, glowing sky. And ahead, the next route waited deep in the waters of Aurora. The sky turned deep blue as Liam, Maya, and Ezra arrived at the edge of a glowing lake. It was so wide they couldn't see the other side. The surface shimmered like glass, reflecting stars even though it was daytime. "This is the water route," Maya whispered. "It feels still." A small boat waited for them, made of crystal and leaf. Without a word, they stepped inside, and the boat moved gently across the lake on its own. All was silent. No birds, no wind, no ripples. "This place is too quiet," Ezra said softly, "like it's waiting for something." They floated for a long time. Then, the water beneath them began to glow and the boat stopped. A deep, sad hum filled the air. Bubbles rose. Shapes moved below the surface. And then, a shadow. It rose slowly from the water, a giant made of black liquid and broken shells. Its eyes were pale and cold. It didn't scream. It didn't chase. It just watched. Liam gripped his crystal. It's not attacking. No, Maya said. It's grieving. Suddenly, they heard voices not loud, but soft, like memories in the wind. We took too much. The rivers dried. They forgot us. Tears filled Maya's eyes. The water remembers being loved, and then forgotten. Elira had told them, the water root holds memory. It teaches the power of feeling. Ezra leaned over the edge and let his fingers touch the glowing lake. He closed his eyes and whispered, I'm sorry. The crystal on his chest glowed. Then Maya touched the water too. We remember you now, she said. Liam took a deep breath and stepped into the water. The shadow didn't stop him. It stood still as he waded in. He closed his eyes and let the water rise around him. He didn't fight it. He just listened. In his mind, he saw the fish swimming free, the water laughing with the wind, the people singing to the rivers. Then he saw the silence, the pollution, the forgetting. I see you, he whispered, and I care. The lake burst into light. The shadow dissolved into sparkles. The boat rose into the air, lifting them gently. From the middle of the lake came a beautiful spirited sea lion made of water and starlight. It sang a soft, healing song. You remembered what others forgot, the spirit said. You felt our sorrow. You gave it respect. The lake rippled with joy. 3 roots now awaken. Only one remains. The sea lion swam around them in a circle of light, then dove into the deep, leaving the water bright and full of life. The boat returned to shore, and the sky above them turned orange with evening light. As they stepped onto land, Liam looked up. We've learned to listen to the land, the wind, and the water, he said. But what's the last route? Maya pointed toward the horizon. There, rising in the distance, was a great mountain tall, dark, and glowing from within. Ezra's eyes widened. The root of fire. Liam nodded. It's time to finish what we started. The sky burned red as Liam, Maya, and Ezra stood at the base of the final route, the fire mountain. It was tall and silent. Smoke drifted from its peak, glowing like embers. The mountain pulsed not with anger, but with something deeper. Power, heart, fear. This is where it all began, Maya said. The Heartstone was first found here. Ezra checked his tools. The closer we get, the more our crystals glow. Liam touched his own, which now pulsed like a heartbeat. They began to climb. With each step, the ground grew hotter. The wind was quiet, and even the animals had gone still. Sparks floated in the air like tiny stars. At the top, they found the final shrine broken, cracked, and cold. And in the center, a piece of the Heartstone. Why isn't it glowing? Liam asked. Before anyone could answer, the shadow returned. It rose from the cracks of the mountain, a dark shape of smoke, flame, and hunger. But this time, it had a face, a human face. I was once a guardian too, it said. But I wanted more. I wanted control. The Heartstone refused me, so I took what I could and became what you see. Maya stood tall. You broke the balance. The shadow laughed. Balance is weak. Power is strength. No, Liam said. Real strength is care. Listening. Harmony. Their crystals glowed brighter. The shadow roared. Fire shot from the mountain. Lava cracked beneath their feet. But Liam, Maya, and Ezra held hands. They stood together and remembered. They remembered the forest, where nature spoke gently. They remembered the Sky Island, where trust moved the wind. They remembered the lake, where pain was healed with feeling. And now, they remembered the fire. It wasn't just heat. It was life. It was light in the darkness. It could destroy but also warm, grow, and protect. The crystals on their chests merged, forming a new Heartstone, bright with every color of Aurora. The mountain calmed, the lava cooled, and the shadow slowly faded, its anger replaced by a soft tear. I wanted to be seen, it whispered. I didn't know how. You are now, Liam said gently. And then, The mountains sang. From the ashes rose the final spirit, a great phoenix made of glowing fire and gold. You have brought balance to all four roots, it said. You are the true guardians of Aurora. The phoenix flew high into the sky, lighting all of Aurora with its flame. Forests bloomed brighter, lakes sparkled, winds danced, the land pulsed with harmony. Alira appeared beside them, her eyes full of pride. The Heartstone's power is not just magic, it is respect, unity, and love for this world. Liam looked at his friends. We didn't save Aurora with force. We saved it with kindness. They stood at the top of the world, watching the land they had helped heal, and they knew they were forever part of it now. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more.